Hello, hello. This is the Donbozos podcast, and this is our next episode. We're here in Jeremy's house in person. We got Douglas, returning guest here, and it's gonna be some quick episodes because it is late in the night. We were hanging out, and we also got to record a pre-recorded episode for next week since Jeremy is going to be in Japan, which will be pretty dang exciting. So again, my name is Aiden, and I'm of course joined by my co-host Jeremy. How are we doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. Just finished hot pot, so I am super full and super tired.
Yep. And it is currently 10:41 p.m. June 19th on a Monday night, and the VALORANT Masters is going on right now in Tokyo, which is pretty exciting. We'll go ahead and talk about it. We're joined by returning guest Douglas. How are we doing?
We're doing pretty good. Also, kind of tired of a hot pot.
Yeah. So yeah, let's jump straight into the episode. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Fresno Day 2 because last episode we were all cheering on Avery and Adrian for Day 2 of Fresno, and we all went and did some random ass side events. So we gotta talk about those drawings, man, because yeah. So let's go ahead and get to it. So first we're gonna talk about our post for Fresno Day 2. We have our deck list here, so you guys can go check it out on Instagram for deck list. Arctina, and then my civils are with Articuno. But the main side event I decided to do was GLC pods and the GLC main event, which you also did, Douglas. So yeah, GLC, for those of you who don't know, it is Gym Leader Challenge. It is a format created by the content creator and player Andrew Mahone. It is a singleton format, so one unique card, except for basic energies, and you're only allowed to use one type, just like a Gym Leader. So I decided to play Psychic, and in my pods I did pretty well. Good practice for the upcoming main event, which I did go 3-0, which is really fun, and a lot of people were calling me degenerate because I am playing Lost Mine in GLC. So it's pretty broken if it gets running. I'm running the chorus. I have ways to recycle chorus with like VS Seeker, as well as ways to accelerate the Blossom with Lost Vacuum, Lost Blender, as well as the net from Lost Origin. And Douglas, you also played. What'd you do at Day 2? You actually did a couple things because you also did side events as in Day 1 as well.
Yeah, in the morning I did building battle for Paldea Evolved. It was like one of the only one of. Actually, it was only one of one on Day 2, and then after that it was just GLC pods, farming pogo events for dice, as you do at Team Northwest events, and yeah. And then I played in the pod. I played Special Energy Electric based with just Turbo Rayco. And I went 1 and 2 with my 1 being a buy. My deck still needs some work, but it's okay. It's safe.
Yeah.
What'd you do for Day 2, Jeremy?
Day 2, I did some Pogo side events. I love farming dice. I love catching those Pokemons and spinning Pokestops. That was the most exciting gameplay I think I had. After that, I got the dice, and I was kind of tired because I didn't get too much sleep, so I didn't want to play any events. And I did was the coloring. They had coloring pages. I was doing those with crayons, and apparently if you turn them in, you got like a promo.
So you got a Celesteela, right?
Yeah, I got a Celesteela.
Was that Cosmic Eclipse or?
I have no idea what that is.
It's from a Sun and Moon set.
Yeah, it's a Sun and Moon, which is crazy.
So, yeah.
We just saw this fan coming with his coloring.
Yeah.
Magical photos.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the rest of the crew was pretty much cheering on Avery and Adrian.
Yep.
Yeah.
Avery getting 40th, which is pretty dang exciting. Adrian on the 88th out of like 96 in Day 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
So congratulations to both of them. That was really cool. So let's go ahead and talk about top 8. I mean, we're going to talk about the big elephant in the room, the Darkrai V-Star. So this is pretty exciting stuff because, I mean, besides the fact that he probably ran into only Muse and Guardy,
Day 2,
it's pretty cool.
Like
Day 2, and he got number 2 overall in Swiss standings. But we did check the focus stats. He did play into 5 Muse in Day 2 specifically. In Day 1, there's a couple of unknowns. Probably Muse, probably Guardy. But it's still pretty cool to see this deck up here because the meta's been pretty stale recently for in terms of Scarlet Violet. But we are getting Paldea Evolved in a couple days, legalized in terms of what's going to be legal. So yeah, let's go ahead and quick talk about the Darkrai. It is pretty much full gas Darkrai.
Yeah.
No cheese, no nothing else. You got the 2 Vs, you got the 2 baby gold, 2 Galarian Moltres V, and the 2 baby Galarian Moltres for early game attackers, and then you got the Darkrai V-Star for big hitters to get those dark patches and like shoes or whatever back. The one thing I do like though is the switchers. Because I feel like in Turbo Darkrai you're researching a lot, so you don't have time for boss. But the switchers make it really optimal because he has the 2 Pokestops. And then the Temple collapsed pretty good stadiums to counter things like Lugia as well as Guardy and Mew. But you shouldn't lose to Mew with this deck.
Yeah.
So what do we think about this Darkrai?
It's only running 6 supporters, so he's probably hitting all the time on the focus stop.
Yeah.
Just
That's
grabbing
probably-
what he needs. The three battle VIP is got a interesting
The interesting ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's it's Turbo Dark, right? You're not playing research, you're not going fast enough, and then you have cross switchers, you have Pokestops, you're just trying to go as fast as possible because like every other that's like your main advantage, just being able to like be fast, also like and hit super effective against you. That's like the other fastest decks try you and you hit super effective, so that's how the deck really
The
works.
thing is no hand disruption, so no judges,
Yeah.
no Roxanne's. Your only counter to Kyogre is the one late game enemy. So hey, I mean he barely ran into any of them, so I guess it worked out. So yeah, that is Turbo Darkrai. The winner was Regan with the Lugia Archeops single strength one with the Urshifu Max. This is pretty standard.
Yeah.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
If you scroll down, you just see like all the people who are using like the same list. So it's like it's pretty standard.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
So this is the same list Regan's been running since the beginning of the rotation.
Yeah.
And he's been popping off on it. So props to him. First place as regional right here, Regan. So congratulations. I don't think we need to say anything else about Lugia, right?
No, it's
All right. So let's go ahead and talk about our favorite deck. Awesome.
our favorite deck.
So we got the Lost in Box coming out. This is the non-Kyogre one.
Yep.
This is the one the Azul's group brought. They decided not to bring Kyogre this regional. So you can see down here, Caleb, Grant, and Azul. They all brought the same 60. I still think Kyogre is better for this Scarlet Violet meta. But this one's always good fun to have. But I feel like for this deck, it's like if you aren't gonna run Kyogre, just play cross switchers. Like we should be playing Turbo, we should be playing. I don't know, but hey, you know what?
I think they probably just picked this because they just got off like a super successful like Kyogre run, so everyone's just on Manaphy and they didn't want to lose to Manaphy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like metagaming, I guess. But I
Makes
think like
sense.
the Kyogre feels probably stronger when like they probably just predicted a lot of like Kyogre hate, so
Mm-hmm.
they didn't want to play with that. Probably.
I think hyper consistent as well with the 3 Forest Seal Stones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
3 Force Seal, 2 Stop, 3 Vacuum.
Yep.
I mean, they're hitting every time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're hitting Ragdoor Dragonite almost going second every time. But no switchers. I just like the switcher build a lot. So let's talk about Mew here because Fusion Mew did not do that well this time around. It was all Fusion-less Mew. So we have Andrew Hedrick here going third with Mew. Yep, same thing. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Pretty standard build.
Yeah, pretty standard. 3 Force Seal. Usually it's only 2.
Yeah. It's
Um,
yeah.
One of the trend of Muse playing that 1 penny.
Yeah, the penny is pretty strong.
Yeah.
But what I'm looking at here is 3 boss.
Yep.
So no Serenas, which is good because we hate that card.
Yeah.
And then some things to point out is the horn. I know some of these are cutting it, so this is really good. The horn is really good to have now. But other than that, it's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Only 2 nest, but you're running the 4 VIP. So
Yeah. You also have the better ball. It's like it runs one lost city. I think everyone's on one lost city and not just like 4 path now. And I guess the only thing that people consider running is like the Manaphy because everyone's scared of Kyogre right now, and this deck is also super scared of Kyogre.
yeah,
So it's just that's like it's pretty standard list. Like
Yeah.
this is probably the most standard list you can find right
So 4 vacuum, I think is a big kicker here.
now. Yeah.
Really cutting that hand down as much as
Yeah.
possible. All right, so we're gonna move on to probably the last deck we're going to talk about, which is Rapid Strike Inteleon. Oh, we have Guardy too. We can talk about Guardy.
Yeah.
But Guardy was all pretty standard, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Guardy, it's the 11 energy, and then just
Yeah.
the only thing that always changes is the support line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, which V-Star power are you using in this game?
Oh, wait, no. Let's talk about the Arceus Aerodactyl here,
Yeah.
played by Sawyer. This is the clucky ones that was popularized at, what was the regional one from Fresno? Milwaukee?
I think
Yeah.
it was Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Milwaukee by the Lost Kitchen.
The Lost Kitchen, yeah. Yeah, I think this deck is actually not bad. Avery did beat one in his run to top 64. I think the deck is okay. It is
Yeah.
really gimmicky, but it beats the meta. So whatever works.
Yeah, it's like a meta prediction. Like you're not gonna like just like you only play this deck if you expect to run into like specific like you're just playing a counter meta. It's
Yeah.
like probably not actually that good, but if you queue into the right matchups, like it probably has like most like skew matchup chart, like 100-0 matchup and then like 0-100 matchup.
Like going first against Lugia, unusable.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, you probably have like 100-0 matchups and 0-100 matchups, so I don't know. It's too risky to play this deck.
Yeah, it's 5 gust options, 2 Courser, 4 Judge, 4 Path,
Yeah.
Arceus, just anti-meta, and people are going to end up teching for it for sure.
Yeah, well, we're not going to see it for Paldea.
Yeah,
I don't think this thing beats Shempao, like, at all.
I'll probably not see any play for a while, and then like it'll pop up like one event, and then people like remember this deck existed, and then it'll never get like a top again.
Yeah. All right, so let's go talk about Rapid Strike because we're gonna go over to my brother's list here. 40th place. Pretty good. I think it's a good read.
Yeah.
Because the one thing of this is Lugia. And Lugia still strong, but the fact that it like has positive matchups against everything else is super insane. Like you run double drapes, you're okay from you. You beat down Guardy, you beat down any Lost Box, you beat down any Arceus deck.
Yeah.
Maybe 50-50 against Duraludon, but this deck was a perfect call, and I think it improved it because literally second regional 40th place. Like that's crazy with an anti-meta deck. So congratulations to Avery and the others who made top 64 with Inteleon on VMAX because this deck is fun to play.
Yeah.
And we love Yoga Loop.
Yeah, I think this is like perfect event to play this one because like Gardevoir are dropping the Sky Stone, which makes the matchup like actually like probably 50-50 because you can always get 2 and then get 4. While Arrow's on the 4 seals now, it's so much harder for Gardevoir to like actually catch up because you're just sniping all the rolls early game and stuff. Like it's just super rough for Gardevoir without the Sky Seal.
Yeah.
And California is I always tell people this, California is a majority Lost Box. So you're going to be running into a lot of Lost Box with theirs. And having that meta champ and then just going off, I'm sure for Avery felt so good.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to be it for Fresno and Pokemon in general. You guys want to say anything else before we move on to our next game here on the local recap. All right, let's go over some locals. So I went to Davis Card Games on Tuesday and decided to play Triple Lost Box with 4 cross switchers and 3 Lost Vacuums. Game 1, I played into Arc Keys, and he went first. And what ended up happening was he placed 2 Clef Keys and an Arceus, right?
Yeah.
But I had 2 cross switches in hand, so I cross switched up the Arceus and went off and donked it. I got everything in hand. Like my hand was like comfy start with like VIP, 2 switchers, coldness, vacuum. Like I went off and I got out the Dragonite and completely rolled the Arceus. And it's best of 1. And then game 2, I played into my brother, and he was playing he was playing Lugia, and I got the cross switcher play out on the Lugia, But then what ended up happening was he Crag-a-lanched away like everything that I needed. for that streak.
I hate that.
So I just lost. But then game number 3, I won with another switch. I just went second every time. I was like, I'm going second. I want to have some fun. I'm just switching out things with 3 Pokestops and 3 vacuums. So that was my local recap. I don't think I went to another local, but Douglas went to a challenge.
I went to a challenge. The first one after COVID at Chris's Comics in Fremont, California. Went 2-2. And what was it? Round. I don't remember what rounds. Really. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was a pretty
Chris,
good time.
was Chris happy with the show out?
Chris,
with the turnout?
we got I think 14 people.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so
that's pretty good.
had 4 rounds. And then it won by Alexandro, with Raymond coming, I think, second or third.
Of course.
Wow.
All right. That's going to do it for Pokemon. So let's go ahead and jump into our next game, League of Legends, where we finally got our first couple of LCS games after the strike.
Yep.
And was not FlyQuest, I think, through the entire fantasy. So let's go ahead and jump into fantasy here. We're going to go and go to Sleeper here. So it's going to have our weekly recap. I played into Josh's team. And he kind of rolled me with Jojo Pian.
Yeah.
Jojo Pian kind of got like the most amount of points. Okay, well, all the C9 members got the most amount of points.
Yeah.
But I got rolled by him having like he like was it wild two-tool carries versus stick state supremacy. He just had the upper hand on with Jojo Pian. So that was kind of my matchup. I was kind of banking on 2 FlyQuest players, but right now FlyQuest is in the dirt. So. Yeah, I hope they bounce back because I am doing the second to worst right now. So that was my fantasy. Jeremy, let's talk about yours.
Oh yeah, my fantasy team had 2 combat players, and yeah, they are in the top of the charts. I also had Revenge on EGE, which had like 1 billion points because they had like, I think they had like the game against NRG. NRG now where they're super behind and then they like. NRG just threw the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was a long game, so they were able to farm away points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Douglas.
Yeah, my run was fun. That's dude. Summit feels like scary. Was Summit also getting player of the week as well?
Yep.
Watching TL games, and I think I played the Andrew, and I just absolutely rolled him.
Andrew did the worst.
350.
I don't know what happened with Andrew's team. Like he did the absolute worst.
Yeah, it's
Did a Speaka.
Yeah, he also got screwed by
FlyQuest. Yeah. The only person that did okay for me was literally Wild Turtle. But let's go over the week. So the top team is TL with Spice on Douglas, and the worst team is Andad. That's Andrew. And the biggest winner, Pika. And the narrowest winner is Matus. And then Josh got the lowest point and win, and Trevor got the highest. So top picks on Sleeper by position. These are all the auto pickers, right?
Yeah, we just had most of them.
No, none of us, because we all weren't ready.
Yeah, it was not working for a while. I was like, after the day of the draft, I was trying to do it, and it was just not working. And then I messaged them, and then they messaged me back like on the Thursday, like 2 games in. It's like, thanks.
What, Sleeper messaged you?
Yeah, Sleeper messaged me back. It's like, cool, I guess. Like this makes out like, well, too late.
Best pick was Milio, and then the best band was Wukong. But that was all auto picking anyway.
Yeah.
So. Yep, that's gonna be the recap for fantasy. We're going to continue to see what we do. I'm gonna actually do the pick and bans, although maybe Slipper will die again.
Yeah, Slipper. Like I remember, I think they removed the 3rd game of the week because, like, I remember seeing like Douglas at like 400 points this week, and then I checked back and like Summit just lost like 30 points for some reason. So I don't know. So there's something weird happening on Sleeper right now.
So we have the standings here on the right here. We got Douglas first, German second, and everyone who has a C9 players in top 4 basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about 13.12 because we don't really want to talk about the patch. It's kind of big, but like it's useless. Just like enchanters being nerfed and some other things being buffed is basically the main thing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a skin recap. Should we buy or should we not? So let's go ahead and start with the first skin. We have the Shanghai skin line coming back. I do like the skin line a lot.
Yeah.
The issue is that I don't play it. So let's start with Bard. What are we thinking?
Bro, it's a Bard skin. It's always auto buy.
That's true.
Right, true.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree on that one. I think Bard is sick. I just don't play him.
Yep. Same.
I think it's kind of broken.
Yeah.
The way he plays.
It's super fun to play. Except like when I'm playing him, it just feels like I'm griefing the entire game.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
And then we got the worst 80 carry getting a skin, Kog'Maw.
He's okay because Amelia is completely broken.
Yeah. So yeah, he's only okay because of Amelia.
Amelia makes him so broken because of the extra range. And,
Yeah.
you have W, but without Amelia, I'm not sure how good the champ is.
Yeah. And then we have Lilia. I do play Lilia. I might get the skin. We'll have to see.
It is really
It's pretty good skin. But Lily kind of blows. So
Yeah.
no AP jungle is good except for like maybe one. But yeah, I think I might get it. I might not. And then TK. I wish you see more play.
Yeah.
But man, that splash art is so funky.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about it. It does not look like TK at all. It just looks like a mutated Kog'Maw. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. That's a lot of Tomcat skins, but I like most of the Tomcat skins. He's just a fun model to like work with, I think.
Yep. And then we have
Yeah.
Leona. I don't know why this skin released.
I think this is.
It's the start of a line. So this is the first Crusalis, Thomas Leona that they're releasing.
Okay, but why did they release it then?
During it came out the same time PBE. During the dev video that they did, they said they're coming out with more. I forget for which champions, but
Yeah.
we'll see it next line.
Is this the Mythic Essence, not new line? Like
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a new Mythic Essence line. So it's like Action Knight.
Yeah.
Still don't know why they released this. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the skins, and that can be it for League of Legends. I don't think there's very much to talk about. Except that Millie was busted.
Amelia.
They made Messi busted.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the most exciting part I think of today's podcast, VALORANT Masters, because this. Let's just talk about KangKang. Okay, let's talk about playoffs. All right, we didn't get to do pickups, guys. I'm sorry, we were busy. But let's talk about how Emily's doing so well.
Yep.
We got EG versus Fnatic here in the upper final, but EG has been popping off in terms of how well they're playing.
Yeah.
Demon 1 is pulling out the demon mode.
Yeah. The entire team is pulling out. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's super surprising since they were they're relying on I think MIBR to even make it to playoffs, and then once they made the playoffs, they've been popping off.
Yeah, and then NRG quickly losing to Fnatic, probably the best team right now.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how NRG plays, but they're making a deep bracket run. They're playing against TL right now live. What's the score right now?
They have the Tarek stream.
Yeah, we got a Tarek stream up. What is the score right now?
The score is.
Oh my god! It is currently 10-4. Sorry for spoilers. NRG up right now, game 3. So by the time we finish this episode, we'll tell you guys who will win. And Paper versus EDG. We're hoping for EDG win out because the GOAT KangKang, the fastest offer in the world, is really showing why he deserves to be on the stage. And you know what? Maybe just like League, China might be the best region, but Fnatic's pretty dang good. So
yeah, it's nice to see Chinese teams do well because they basically
they don't have the game.
They don't even have the game.
Yeah.
They're underground Valorant. I don't know what's happening there. I don't even know.
I think Riot just basically gave the region a closed game that they could play on, and they only play against each other.
Yeah.
There's no ranked or anything. It's just only customs. So hey, KangKang somehow manages to wow us all. The GOAT, he's so entertaining because it's like not only is he so good, but he's so entertaining.
Yeah.
And did NRG just win the round?
No, they didn't have time to defuse.
Okay. All right. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take a prediction. We got Fnatic versus EG. As much as I want EG to win, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be Fnatic.
Yeah.
And we're hoping Energy to win right now.
Yeah.
And we're hoping for EDG to win.
Yeah.
But will EDG be able to beat Energy?
I don't think so.
Okay. So lower final might just be NA versus NA.
Yeah, NA versus NA.
Which could be pretty hype. I would like to see it in the grand final just so I can, we can make fun of EU.
Yeah.
But I think Fnatic's just too dang good right now. So will they win it all is the real question. Will Fnatic win it all? Or will FNS or SOM or someone pull out and beat Fnatic?
I think Fnatic's so good. I think they played the earlier NRG versus Fnatic, and then EG's playing Fnatic left. So I think Fnatic's just so good right now. I don't think anyone can beat them. Especially if they win upper finals. They basically get full control of like the map picks. So, yeah, when that happens, I think it's just like
GG at that point.
I think it's so hard to come back when the upper basically the grand final advantage.
Pretty much, yeah. I would have to agree, but I wouldn't mind seeing NA win.
I would love to.
Or EDG.
Oh yeah.
Nah, PaperX got home court advantage though.
They're close enough. They have home court advantage, I guess.
EDG, yeah. Wait, isn't PaperX from Japan?
No, they are from Southeast Asia.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Yeah, where's DFM when we need them, right?
Yeah, Masters Tokyo without any Japanese team.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to be it for this episode of the podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it. I know we're doing little short ones, but we got to record our next episode, and it's getting pretty dang late. So that's going to end it for the podcast. Make sure you guys check out next week's episode where we go over Paldea cards and what we think the meta is going to look like. Because the episode's going to release on Friday when Paldea becomes legal. And that's also going to be my birthday. So, turning 21, so that's going to be exciting. Other than that, do you have anything to say?
No, I'm just kind of excited to honestly kind of play Paldea cards when I come back from Japan. So
yeah, that's going to be cool. And
I'm excited for Paldea as well. We'll be doing Guardian and Arceus for both. But Iono Path Gaming.
Iono Path Gaming. I love Iono.
All right, guys. That's going to be the end of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.